to another episode of everyone's favorite place to be on a Wednesday evening, Pitch Practice,
The
show. You should have sang along, Travis.
We didn't coach.
I would offend your audience if I did that.
Well, I'm Mark, the guy behind the Mental Marketer and the private Facebook group Funnel Building 101, helping business owners and entrepreneurs out there just like you grow and monetize your brands using sales funnels. And who would you have here with me on my...
I don't know what side you're on, but for me, I am on your right looking at it. Brandon here with BKXX Enterprises, taking those funnels and hooking them up to the internet properly so you can get found, get more leads, get more sales without having to spend a ton of money on ads.
Nice. And our special guest for today, we'll let you introduce yourself.
My name is Travis Houston. I'm the author of a book called Turn Views into Profit, and I'm the creator of something called the Editless video experience. I'm really passionate about helping you get your life back so that you're not falling under the illusion of productivity by producing content and also editing it. That's a no. So what I want to talk about in this share is, hey, how to get 10 hours of your life back and show up better online and, well, make some money in the process.
There you go. That's what it's all about, right?
Nice. I'm telling you, hashtag where you're watching from down in the comments. We're going to have a great discussion tonight because we've got a lot to cover. Not only are we going to talk about this crazy editless video system.
Editless.
How does that even sound? Those are like oxymorons, right?
No. Oh, I went through a lot of pain just to get to the place where I could figure this out. So
I bet. I think most of us, if not all of us, are producing video content in one way or another. Whether that's in our courses that we might be building, and our videos that we might be taking on a daily basis just to post for social, shorts, clips, longer form. I do a lot of instructional videos. And that's what I think when we had our conversation at this recent event just a few days ago in, Hollywood Boulevard, feeling like a movie star down there. But that was what really, I think it was like it super piqued my interest. And that was we were all at the ClickFunnels Connect event last Friday. It was an event that ClickFunnels, which is the software that we use to build our sales funnels, out our email sequences, communicate with our customers, and make sales online. But we were all there together, and we want to talk about that a little bit today too. We got some comments coming in from the gallery now. Who's this?
Starmeister.
There you go. Appreciate you watching.
Thanks.
Yeah, it was definitely an amazing event that we all went to. I can't believe that it was only last Friday. I'm definitely still recovering from probably 10, 15 hours I was in the air. So a lot to take away from it. We'll definitely get into that. But Mark, I totally agree with you with regards to the whole video deal. I made a couple, walk and talks around Hollywood, and the fact that they were just posted up, no editing, they weren't clean. Maybe if I knew anything about editless video, they probably would have been a little bit cleaner to go up.
Well, I truly feel that editless video should be used 60% of the time for your video production. So I've got some like the different flavors of video. Let's just do a quick quiz.
Okay.
So the quick quiz is this. So there's people that are pocket producer. Pocket producer means, guess what you're using?
Cell phone.
Yeah, I think, there we go. So I think pocket producer is awesome. We should be doing pocket producer style videos. I think using your phone is great. But let's be honest, like just the walk and talk is good, but there are times when we got to be in CapCut. Have you ever been in CapCut before?
I have
Yeah.
CapCut straight to TikTok, which we hope doesn't go away, but it's super
Yeah,
nice
right.
to
Me too.
push right from there.
We're
Yeah.
still editing though, either whether we're in whatever editing software we're in. Here's the stat, and you can chat GPT this or whatever you use, but for every real like produced minute of video where you're adding overlays, trimming, B-roll, audio, for every minute of edited video, you're spending 30 minutes to an hour editing.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Do you? Like, I'm curious because that is the general stat, 30 minutes to an hour for every like real edited minute of video.
Right.
Yeah, if I really dove into it with making sure all the captions looked right and punctuated and all that kind of stuff, sure, it could take probably up to 45 to an hour to make sure it looks right.
Yeah, the real stat is an hour, but not everyone does editing like I'm sure you guys are like pro at that. So what I'm trying to do is, yeah, I think we should be doing Pocket Producer. The other thing that I think that a lot of us are doing is we're streamers, right? You guys we're live streaming right now. This is a great way to produce content until the doorbell rings, the cat wants some attention, your dog is barking, it's dinner time, and we're still streaming, right? So streaming is great, but when things go wrong, they are what they are. And I think that's part of the beauty of that. Another thing that we do is pro to go. Pro to go is, do you guys ever hire someone to do like your pro level content? ClickFunnels is just going to be releasing a whole bunch of new features, and Todd Dickerson, like the guy behind the software at ClickFunnels, produced some like gorgeous tutorial videos. What do you think those cost per edited minute?
Oh, per minute? It depends. If you're gonna get, it depends on where you outsource it from. We know
it gets expensive. If you guys ever like hire a videographer or an editor, man, for like 4 or 5 minutes of a produced video, that can be, $5,000-$7,000.
Yeah. And I think the better quality, you're gonna pay more because I think there are some video editors out there that you'll pay them and they're doing the same thing you are. And they're using the same kind of, the same kind of caption styles or the same B-rolls that they might find in one of these, one of these AI tools or automated tools that put things together, but they never come out in top-notch quality, in my opinion.
I have tried so many of the AI tools, and I'm like, in terms of like producing a full video for me, I'm like, that B-roll, no, that would hurt my brand if I put out that B-roll. So I do think we should be using our phones. I do think we should be live streaming. I think occasionally for the right situation, we should be hiring a professional, right? And I think there are those times when it does make sense to do the video editing ourselves, the DIY, where you're actually doing the video editing yourself and spending the time doing that. But I am a firm believer that editless video is what we get to be using 50-60% of the time for marketing, for sales, for fulfillment. Frankly, I've never seen anything more effective than having all your production done by the time you hit your outro button. All the cuts, everything well produced. So I'm on a mission to get people at least 10 hours of their life back every week.
Oh my gosh, 10 hours is, I think when we were having the discussion there and you asked me, how am I editing my videos? And I told you that I'm a pocket producer.
Yep.
I am a pocket producer. It's funny because I told you that, and now that you've explained it, I'm like, I'm a pocket producer. Yeah. And you had asked me what app I would use, and I couldn't think of the app because I just thrown my hands in the air for editing. And I actually not just threw my hands in the air, but I pulled my hair out.
Oh no! Was there last time I saw you?
That's how frustrated I am with this video editing. When you were explaining that to me, it was like, oh, what? Okay, all right. Yeah, so we're gonna get into a little bit more of that. We got some questions to ask you, and then maybe you might even show us a little bit of your setup there, and give us a little bit of sneak peek into what this system is or what it does.
Yeah, happy to.
All right, any questions, Brandon?
And off the top of the head, kind of have a little bit of set on the back end. Mark, fire away.
What's your experience with video editing, Brandon? Are you a pocket producer?
Probably 90% of the time. Most of the videos that I put out there, the one platform that I'm on is TikTok, and it is just shoot and upload. Nothing really crazy about it. Sometimes I'll use CapCut and have a script in there. Most of the time, it is just run and gun. I really don't dedicate the time to do it. Any editing on the back end, but that's about it.
Nice. All right.
Are either of you guys doing YouTube in terms of, hey, I'm going to put out a consistent weekly YouTube video like clockwork?
Other than this stream, no, but I know I need to.
Yeah. Now I do, but there's no editing. This is going to go on YouTube, and it's on a weekly basis. But I
am of the firm believer that YouTube's a special snowflake. YouTube needs content created for YouTube for it to really grow long term. I have never seen a channel, and let's debate this, but I have never seen a social media channel where, as long as you're consistent with posting to it over time, you can take a break. Like you could if you've posted consistently for 3 years and then you don't post for a while, YouTube continues to grow and bring you leads and traffic. The minute you stop posting on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, you might as well not exist.
I agree.
Because YouTube is a search engine and none of those other platforms are a search engine, I am a firm believer that what I call principal piece of content, and a principal piece of content means the main concept I'm putting out every week gets to be on YouTube. And then from that principal piece of content, we split up or exponentiate that across our other social platforms throughout the week. But I think it makes so much sense to start with a plan, a script, a process, and have YouTube be the primary or principal source. And then we can use Pocket Producer or cut and splice that thing up with Opus or Minvo or Descript, whatever we're using to put across those other platforms.
Oh, you made a great point. It's your content grows over time. You post that video once and it grows over time. After 24 hours, that post or that video that you made on Facebook, or it starts to get buried between underneath everything else that happens. And with the rate of things that happen online, man, it's crazy. We were talking about something just Friday last week, and now it's like the complete narrative has changed. No, I think Brandon and I were talking about some people in the ClickFunnels community that were promoting a different software, and then ClickFunnels made that first announcement out of that meeting on Monday, remember, about the community groups, and then and they took all the freaking Facebook group members, and they're like telling them, no, we're putting everything behind a paid wall now. That's crazy. That's another discussion when we get into what happened at the Connect event, right? but let's give you a chance to do your thing here, Travis. I'm curious to see your background there, and give us a little bit more information about how it works.
I mean, do you just want to see how the sausage is made?
Yes.
Like behind the scenes. Can we go like a YouTube style or a 16:9 style? We're kind of like, I'm 1080 like 9:16 right now, because I want to show you. Yeah, there we go. Kind of like everything that's happening behind the scenes. and just give you a tour of like, honestly, if you were to do this at a high level, like what would it take to do this simply? And I'm going to show you kind of like this. You guys know what this is?
That's a
Stream Deck, right?
Boom. Do you guys have a Stream Deck?
No, but I might get one now.
I don't, but I have heard of it.
I hear all the time that I have a Stream Deck and I've never used it.
Really?
So to me, this right here is required.
Okay.
Because now what we can do is, I'm going to show you something like iPhone 1UP. What do you think this thing does?
That's your iPhone camera.
Do you guys ever teach anything where you're showing what's happening on like social media? I'm not. And so here, if I was showing you my whole like screen,
you make them bigger, Mark. You should be able to make them bigger.
Yeah.
And then what I can do is maybe I'm teaching and I'm showing you, hey, here's how you do this thing on Instagram or TikTok, and kind of here's what it looks like. So I could be showing you that. So here I am on teaching, and I'm showing you my phone and how to do this cool thing with Darren Hardy on the Instagrams. Right now, what I could do is I can switch over to my iPad. Let me just turn it on. And now with my iPad, oh my gosh, you guys.
Wow.
My sales closing rate went up so much more when I'm drawing in real time, and then I'm coming back and reconnecting you with this camera, bringing you back over to my iPad, maybe disappearing and just showing you my iPad, bringing you back to my phone. Here I am, and then I'm back with you here, and maybe I'm showing you behind the scenes and how it all comes together. Or if I'm feeling a little bit moody, maybe I'm right here with you and we're having just in black and white conversation about the real deal. But ultimately, I'm kind of bringing you back here. And do you guys ever share your screen? When you guys do ClickFunnels stuff, right? You're teaching people how to use ClickFunnels. Wouldn't it be awesome that you can show your screen, and now here's my screen, and I could walk you through if I want to, log in wherever I wanted to log in and go. I could do that. Calendar. Here's us. Here's Restream, right? And then I could bring you right into Canva. See, this is the Canva. This is my entire screen. Well, I'm gonna hit a button that's called Canva only. And now we're in the slides. And now I can just go present a whole slide deck in real time using just this bad boy right here. Is that like amazing?
That's crazy.
Yeah. So you have a backdrop there. That's okay. Nice.
A real backdrop, because I am not a fan of those disappearing Zoom backdrops where you move, you disappear out of the frame. So that's just, I've got a co-working studio, and they wouldn't let me put anything on the walls. So there's 3 pieces of plywood, and then I use these sound deadening foam things that I got off Amazon for a few bucks, and just built that wall right behind me and put a light on it.
So you're in a co-working studio right now.
I have my own office in a co-working space.
Oh, nice.
And nice. Like little like private offices, so I can just kind of like, be here. And what I love is we're on Restream right now, but do you guys use Zoom calls at all?
Yes.
Zoom or Google Meet. Yep.
Yeah, totally. Can you see how I'm branded right now?
I was gonna say, I noticed your little twirling logo right there. Did you do that?
There's movement does what?
It
grabs attention, and
it grabs you. So I do little things like this where I've got Editless video, all my branding is there, my colors are there, the backgrounds are on brand for me, but I can do things where I keep things moving. Like good video editing moves scenes or cuts cameras like every 5 to 10 seconds sometimes. Well, I'm trying to be like every 30 seconds, pull you into a different part of my journey to keep you engaged. Because when people are engaged, they're paying attention. When people are paying attention, they're going to pay.
That's right. We always say people who pay attention.
Yes.
And so what I love is I've finally figured out a way of producing content in real time where I can be unbranded like here. So I'm just kind of like you guys right now, where I've got just the unbranded look.
Yeah,
And
just
so
your
it's nice
name.
to have this for some scenarios. I most of the time is in my branded look. Occasionally, I'll sit here and I'll do something to grab your attention, something that's just different. And then how often do you see someone in a black and white camera on any of these sessions talking directly to the camera?
Not very often.
Yeah.
So here's the real secret. Do you see this teleprompter up here?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. Do you guys have an Elgato prompter?
I don't.
Nope.
These things are magic, and here's why. Can you see when I'm talking to you right now? Am I looking kind of like, you know how most people are like looking off the screen at their window? I've got my camera and you guys inside the teleprompter. So when I talk, I'm looking you right in the eyes. I feel that when I open a conversation with someone, when I'm on a new, on a sales call with someone, when I'm on a coaching call with someone, I find it makes a world of difference. And to be really authentic, where I'm actually it feels like I'm looking you right in the eye, but really I'm looking down the barrel of my camera. Do you guys see how that makes a difference when we're making like true eye contact instead of like looking off to the side of the screen and talking to our Zoom window?
Definitely
Yes.
makes a huge difference. And there are lots of apps and tools to do that with like the hanging cameras and things like that. But even then, it just gets in front of the screen and can be annoying.
So one of the things I just almost insist on is to connect, is to convert. I want to connect with you and have you guys be looking at you right inside. So you guys can see behind the scenes. Do you see how this right here is the window that I have Restream in?
Yeah.
So normally what I'll do is I'll take that screen and you see how I'm putting it up and inside the teleprompter now?
Oh, wow. Yeah.
There you
So
go.
now when I look at you guys and we're on screen together, I'm looking at you right in the eyes and we're having like a real connection. I find the conversion that this brings about is so much better. So what I love is being able to produce a marketing video, a YouTube video, have a sales conversation, and all of my course content for all of my online programs, I shoot like this so I can switch to an unbranded camera, a branded camera, show you what's on my iPad and draw something in real time. Maybe show a behind the scenes, but I use a lot where I'm showing you, hey, this is what's actually happening on my phone and how that's working. Bring you back to my iPad, back to here. Now you ready for the coolest part?
Oh man, I love
What's
that.
the
I
coolest
love
part?
that. I love that.
Everything else was child's play until now, boys. So
Tell me more. Tell me more.
oh, do you see this? So I've got my so I'm gonna show you behind the scenes. Do you see this button right here, the little pink button?
1PS
Yep.
actions.
Actions.
Damn, you can read that clear. So I'm gonna go to my actions screen, and this is good. Go to my actions screen. Now,
Wait a minute.
what if I play a commercial real quick? Oh, so I'm gonna click this. I'm gonna play like a quick commercial because you guys would want to promote your ClickFunnels account, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Bam.
Get out of here.
Oh, that's crazy. That's crazy. That is crazy.
And then cut back to me. And you know what's really useful? Is if I don't talk about myself so much, but what would be cool is if I let someone else talk about me.
I'm Dr. Karen Gelman. I'm a veterinarian and an educator, and I'm here to tell you how this video changed my life.
I won't go through the whole thing, but like I can play testimonials. I can do. Now, here's my favorite part of it all. I'm gonna take you back to the Stream Deck. This is why I think a Stream Deck is essential. I'm gonna click on my actions button, and now do you see I've got intro and outro?
Yep.
Yeah.
So let's say that I've just, you know how we just did that intro where Mark introduced himself, Brandon introduced himself, and I introduced myself. And if you guys had a show intro, you could just go, bam.
I've been telling Mark we need a show intro.
I know. I know.
Right. So I've got an intro, and my favorite part is after every video, like the end of the video, when I'm kind of signing off and we're done, I click this. And this is like truly that my real favorite part is this. So I go and I click the actions button. And do you see this one right here?
Outro. Yep.
Okay. Outro. When I click outro, it plays my outro. It ends the video. It puts into a specific folder on my desktop, and then I can just immediately upload that to wherever I want.
Uh-oh, we better stop it before
Okay, so do you see how this could be useful in like a business where you're doing marketing and sales and fulfillment, and Editless video can be used to produce content in real time with all of the cuts done quickly. That was a screen with showing your phone, showing your iPad, talking here, or going directly to showing your screen. And then at the end, you just hit a button. Everything's done. Everything's well produced. The sound is good. The video quality is good. And you have zero editing. So I know you guys have never seen this before. I'd love to know, just like cool, not cool.
Super cool. The question I have is, how long does it take to learn the pad and the process to make it look as smooth as what you just did?
Okay, great question. So it will take you 5 to 6 hours to install this. So I have it, like, literally, you know how you guys push a whole funnel to someone? If you tried to figure this out on your own, Brandon, which, like, if you just go watch videos like I did for like 2 years figuring this stuff out, it takes a while. I have it down. So I'm going to show you this right here. I'm going to click this go home button.
Okay.
And these are the profiles I have. I literally, like you guys would push a whole funnel to someone. I have this one PS, the one person show. That's what I'm using right now. So when I go on an interview or I'm recording my own content, I use the one person show. Two person show, well, obviously that's like an interview style show. You could do a one person show, a 2-person show, all the way up to an 8-person show. And that's your interview style show. 9x16, obviously those are your vertical videos. 1x1, I like 1x1s for ads and things like that. And then I use this one because I'm about to go to Oregon on Monday, and I will be using this one, OTG, on the go. So I have it all set up to where I can use, and this is fun to see in real time. You guys are seeing my studio, my Editless video studio. So this is kind of like the behind the scenes of the studio. When I'm on the go, or like when I was up in LA and I wanted to shoot something on my computer using this, I'll show you my phone, type in Stream Deck. And now I've got that exact setup that's here on my Stream Deck. The exact setup is over here. I can also use it on my phone for my on-the-go settings. So I have this all in a training portal, and it's, to be honest, like just straight with you guys, it's 5 to 6 hours to get everything set up and going, and then probably another 8 hours of watching videos for me very patiently showing you exactly how to do this. So it's like 2 or 3 days of setup. And then from there, it's just practicing. And what I love about this one, Brandon, this to me is why I use this Stream Deck. Do you see where it says Cam 1L3? There's a little nub right there.
Okay.
Like a little nub. I can feel that. So I put my middle finger there, and then I've memorized where all of these are. And this takes, I don't know, probably a week of just playing with it to get muscle memory to where you know everything is. So I can click here, and then I know. So I'm just looking right at you. You can tell I'm looking at you. I'm not looking at the Stream Deck. If I want to go to my iPad, I know I can click there and then back here, right? And I'm not losing eye contact with you because I know right where to go. iPad, then here, right? I can go my phone and then back to here. And because my fingers know where to go because of that nub, and it's only 15 keys, that is probably like a week or two of just getting to know that. But really, in the course of a week, you can have all of this set up and working.
Wow.
So you talked about taking it on the go.
Yes.
But so if you take it on the go, let's say it's on your mobile phone, but it's still you still have to have your
you still need to be using a computer. So this is not Pocket Producer at all. It's if you want to. So if I want to look branded like this, and I'm at a coffee shop in Oregon, because Lord knows when I'm in Oregon, I'm gonna be at a lot of coffee shops, drinking away my sadness from all the gray weather. I want to be at a coffee shop, and I want to be on a Zoom call or a coaching call or a sales call, and I want this to still show up. And so I can't do this just on my phone alone. That to me is a whole separate thing. Just producing videos on your phone, totally separate thing. I don't teach like just phone production, but I do teach how to use Editless video on a computer for 50 to 60% of the content that you would want to create.
Okay. I'm just wondering, just taking that and, taking it on the go. And let's say you have your laptop with you, but you were to hit the black and white camera or the behind the scenes camera. Of
Those
course,
cameras wouldn't be on. I would only use a few select things. I would use my main camera, maybe an additional camera. Do you guys have one of these? This new camera, I don't know if you guys are using these or not. I'll pull it over. Are you guys using the little OBS bot?
mm-mm.
Oh, dude, the OBS bots are game changers. They look so good. So behind the scenes, this one right here, this is my favorite one. See this little like teal looking thing right here?
Uh-huh.
It's so tiny, but the video quality is so good.
So is
And it's
that
called the OBS BOT OBSBot Meet 2. And it is this tiny little camera. I mean, look at the size of it. So I'll show you behind the scenes. Here's my hand. There's the little camera, right? It's tiny, but the video quality from this thing is game changer. And so I put it on one of these little things. So when I travel, I've got this little mount that goes over your laptop. And so it gives me my laptop camera, and this is a secondary camera, so I can still be doing that camera switching. And I use this little thing to give like a tour of the coffee shop or show what's around me, or put it up on my laptop to have because I almost always like to have two different camera angles to keep things switching, so it's semi interesting for people and moving things around. But my iPad still works, my phone still works, my camera one still works, and maybe a secondary camera. Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. I know that when you talk to some video producing experts, they say that, you know, you want to make some type of change every 6 seconds, you know, some type of movement. And that's what makes the editing for me, that's what made it so hard, because you wanted to splice something in there, whether it was either you know, a noise here, you know, some type of effect there. So how does this work when you're making that type of content? I know you showed us there was a break where you put intros and outros, but is there some place where you can have like maybe sound effects like that? Or
What kind of a sound effect would you like, Mark?
let's see. Give us a Christmas jingle. It is we are in the holidays right now.
Yeah, it is that time of year.
There's your Christmas jingle.
Nice.
I'm hyped. Boing, boing.
That's called Christmas at the Club.
Nice.
So yes, if you had that or a playlist or something like that, you could certainly load it in and do that. You can load in custom sounds up. I mean, you could load in up like
applause.
So yeah, you can load in all that stuff.
Cool.
Nice.
Not that I recommend it.
It can be novel in some situations.
Yeah. I feel like, look, are you going to use Editless video all the time? Absolutely not. But for a majority of your principal content, like your meat and potatoes content, there's no faster way of creating it. I'm not about creating more content. I'm about creating better content more often. And if you can get 10 hours a week back because you're using a system that means no more video editing, it means you can take those 10 hours and produce more principal content that's going to get you views, and those views are going to turn into leads, and well nurtured, those leads turn into clients. So I am a firm believer in one weekly video, and that one weekly video gets cut up into all your other pieces of content. I'm stoked to be releasing a book called Turn Views into Profit in January, and this whole book goes into that system.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. I think we were talking before off camera about the ClickFunnels event, and we were just discussing about why do we think that we were invited to that event. And I was sharing that I think visibility for me is more, you know, is why I was invited. And visibility means coming on social media, posting videos, and making content. That's it. There's nothing else. And that's, you know, not DMing, you know, but the videos can act like a magnet that attracts attention to you, as well as leads and sales.
Mark, what you said is so smart. And that means you're actually in the game and you're doing. I've got a phrase, I hope it doesn't offend anyone, but I call it the illusion of productivity. What you just said were all active things that you're doing online to get attention, be noticed, produce content, be out there. So many people are like, well, I'm spending 4 hours editing this 10-minute video. And so I'm being productive. And you're not doing all the things that you said, which is showing up online, commenting on other people's stuff, being a good partner, promoting other people's things, talking about your stuff in like a way that is active. Editing is so passive because you shouldn't be doing that stuff in your business anyways, or paying someone if you don't have to. So with that additional 10 hours of your life you get back, you can do all those things that you, Mark, were just talking about.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, you want to produce, you want to put those videos out there, but I think there was a time where I was like, it's just exhausting. you know, I want to put a video out there, but just to put out a 10-second TikTok clip, you'd be sitting down, at least a half hour or more. That is a big problem out here. It's really the amount of time people are spending editing. And that's why I think what you have built here and developed is game changing.
That's the phrase that people keep saying over and over about this. Once they get in and they start using it, they're like, it really not my favorite phrase, game changer, because I think we overuse it a bit. But I totally agree. This is like one of those things that actually does change the game because it gives you hours back. And it's the only thing we can never replenish is time. And I want to be producing better content more often. And I think that, it took me forever to figure out this system because I was in pain from editing. Most of my courses have at least 100 videos in them, and they're well edited. And that would take me days and days and days to edit these courses. And I finally got to the point where I said, I'm not going to do any more courses if I keep on having to edit for, 40 or 60 hours. There's got to be a better way. And so I just pieced what is Editless Video together. I've been testing it for the last 3 years. And what I'm releasing is what I'm calling internally Editless Video 2.0, because I'm on my true second version of it. And now I think it's elegant and ready for the public.
Nice.
Now, when it comes to AI, that's been pushed out into the market so heavily, especially in the past, 2 years. ChatGPT took off like wildfire, and now that we're getting into the AI video editing with software like Descript, Riverside, etc. Where do you see yourself kind of fitting into that? Is it better? Is it the same? Where do you think it fits?
I think AI has an absolute place in the market. I love AI. I use AI at a very high level every day, but I call it the silent killer. And I think AI is the silent killer because we think that we can just utilize AI to put out content for us. And I'm finding that when I'm using Opus, Minvo, Descript, Pictory, Video.ai, a whole bunch of different ones that I'm personally using, I don't think it's there yet in terms of the high quality that I want a brand who I'm working with, coaching, to have. Because I work with a $1 billion brand, and they literally have to have content that really truly represents them. And I think anyone should be thinking about their content like $1 billion brand. And so it needs to be on point. The B-roll's got to be good. The copy, the quality's got to be good. What it says has to be quality. And I'm just not finding that it's perfect yet. And so I think there's a place for it. And I like to use AI for repurposing. But I think I'm going to tell you my 3 phases. There's 3 phases of producing great quality content. The first one is called pre-purposing. Pre-purposing means you're planning out your content intelligently for what's going to best serve your market, not you. Then there's on-purposing. On-purposing is taking what you planned out in pre-purposing and you're creating that content. Okay. And then there's the third phase is repurposing. My firm belief is that when we pre-purpose, we're planning out something good and quality and a script or what our audience needs. And then on-purposing is we're using something like Editless Video or even Pocket Producer or a Pro to Go. where we are the principal piece of content. We're like us, Brandon, Mark, Travis, are filming and producing that main principal piece of content. And then for the repurposing part of it, I love AI. But I want to make sure that Brandon, Mark, Travis, and everyone watching this, you are producing your main principal piece of content. And then we utilize AI to cut that up into little bits.
Oh, interesting. Okay. That's where you see AI coming into play.
I see AI helping us with our scripts. So AI can help us with our script writing and our planning and things like that. But when it comes to producing our content, and I am passionate about this. I am not a fan of all the AI produced content where that's your forward facing content, where AI is producing the content for you. People are flooding the market with crap content that's just being mass produced by AI. And I feel 2023, 2024, we were all drunk on AI, right? So I think that where I want us to go is I want us to be producing authentic content that's real, that's from you. And that's what your principal piece of content is, that, not a bunch of mass-produced AI content. So I want that to be what we focus on, and then use AI responsibly and strategically for repurposing it. Does that make sense?
Total sense.
Yeah.
Use it as a tool, not the main deal, the main crutch, so to speak.
Yes. Yes. So what would you say to someone out there who is, say, I'm a beginning content creator, or I want to, I hear so many people saying, I want to start a YouTube channel. I want to. What do you think stops them? What would you say to them to to encourage them to get on board?
I mean, how deep and psychological do you want to go right now?
Just surface level.
I mean, let's just be straight up. Imposter syndrome's like the real thing, right? Like, why me? Why my voice?
Yeah.
And I think as long as you have something that can serve and like truly make a difference for someone else, can actually cause a transformation, you are doing yourself a disservice, and you're stealing transformation from the people that you could make a difference in their lives if you are not. And I have a different term for this. I call it show out. I'm not just talking about showing up and doing it. I'm talking about showing out. When I say show out, what I mean is, Mark, look at you. You're just showing up so big. Brandon's just like so solid and like trustworthy. And Mark's got this big personality. You guys are showing out. You're being your real, authentic self because you guys are here and you're practicing every week, right? Consistency over time. Were your first 50 times on live video like phenomenal?
No, absolutely not. I can tell you, I go back to old ones and I just cringe when I watch them and hear myself speak.
What Brandon said. Okay, I want you all to realize, I want you to just rewind and listen to what Brandon said. Yeah, the first 50 times that you are showing up on video and you rewatch it a year from now, you're gonna be like, facepalm emoji. So what these guys are doing is what you get to do. Like Brandon and Mark are being the example. Follow the example, which means show up consistently and serve. And there's something in the consistency is where the real magic is.
Yeah, and I actually had a conversation offline today with a good friend of ours, both Mark and I, with regards to their mission and what they want to bring out into the world. And she mentioned, the imposter syndrome, to where she's in groups and trying to help people out and making comments and getting knocked down and things like that, because there's other people vying for the attention as well. And I just told her, don't worry about them. Stick to what you know and dive into what you know to get that message out there, and just be consistent every day, 5 minutes. It doesn't take much to pop on a live and go 5 minutes. And then if she sees this video and knows about your Editless deal, that could really take her to the next level and really get that message out there for whatever she wants to do.
Advocacy. So I've got a phrase. How I looked at all of my best performing clients over many, many years. And I've worked with a lot of the biggest names in the space. And there's 4 letters that always came up. And it spelled the word gauge, G-A-G-E. So it's how I gauge like someone who's going to succeed in this industry. So the first one is grit. Do you have grit? And grit means I'm going to show up. I'm going to push through. Days are going to be hard. Yes, I'm going to get those absolute crap comments, but I'm gritty. I'm going to push through. It means you're willing to do what it takes. The A is for advocacy. And this is the most important one for me. Who are you an advocate for? Like we were just at the ClickFunnels event, right? Mm-hmm. Who is Russell Brunson, Kevin Richards, and the executive team at ClickFunnels and everyone they serve? Like, what are they an advocate for? And I think it's like one word: entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs. Yep.
So I feel for you to be really successful online, you need to be an advocate for someone or something, and you need to stand for something and frankly stand against something. Advocacy, true advocacy. So grit, advocacy. The other G is generosity. Like you just got to give. You got to be generous with your knowledge, generous with your information, and give well in advance of expecting anything in return. I think so many people get online and they post a few videos and like, why didn't I get any clients out of it? I'm like, shit, Sherlock.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
You guys see that when people come into ClickFunnels or they make a funnel and they were just how many funnels away?
One. Always just one, right?
Yeah, but that one comes after the 3,000 that you made last year and the year before that and the year before that.
Yeah,
and then you are one funnel. Eventually, one will hit, but you don't know which one, right? And the last is E. So GAGE, the last one, and I'll shut up, is exemplary. What you guys are doing right now is the last E. You're exemplary. You're modeling what it means to show up, be consistent, do the work, to be generous, to be an advocate for something, to have grit around getting it done, and then to be an example of doing the work. Like Russell Brunson would look at you guys and say, they are an example of what it means to show up big for ClickFunnels. They're being exemplary. And that's why you guys get invited to the high level events.
I think that's it. Because, I mean, I'll be open and honest. I'm still, lighting a spark to set the world on fire for it. Been in the ecosystem for 4 years now and helped out a lot of people. I've given, and I know one day I'm going to wake up and then have everything that I've put out come back, tenfold, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
In your mouth to God's ears. Yes.
Yeah, and it's awesome in the community that you find. You find other people that have the same type of grit and that determination, and it's going to be the next one, Brandon. It's going to be the next one.
It is going to be the next one. In fact, I'm building it right now. So you mentioned the event Mark and I have both gotten invited to, for pretty much showing up on a weekly basis, talking about sales, marketing, and pitching, and they released some cool things there at the event. What was your biggest takeaway from it?
I'm gonna get in trouble if I tell you.
Okay, say what you can say without getting in trouble.
Without being too truthful.
So the cool kids at ClickFunnels are releasing something January, February that I don't know anything about.
Gotcha.
And it's going to be game changer. And so there's something they're releasing that makes what we're doing right here fire and next level.
Wait a minute. You don't like to use the word game changer, but you just used it.
I hate that word. I use it all the time. So I'm such a hypocrite. They're going to be releasing something that I think is going to be special, and it's going to be platform agnostic. So it's going to work on multiple platforms. It'll work great with ClickFunnels. It'll work great with Go High Level. It'll work great with Kajabi, Kartra, whatever. Ooh. The only thing I will say is get your funnel done. Reach out to Mark, reach out to Brandon, get your damn funnel done. Like, you're going to need an offer. That's all I'm going to say. Like, get your offer done, because what Kevin, his project is at ClickFunnels is special. Like, I love the dude. The leadership at ClickFunnels is rad. I am a major fan of Kevin. the COO at ClickFunnels, and he's just like one of the world's best dudes. And what he's working on is going to make us.
Yeah. So yeah.
So
So
you're saying we get access to the picks and the shovels first is basically what you're saying, right?
Because you dudes were at the event.
well,
Yeah.
you know, the craziest thing. Well, I won't say it's the craziest thing, but it's how things go. Is that you get a lot of real good information from inside of the event, but I made deals at the hotel lobby. At the hotel lobby bar, I made deals. That's where the deals are made. It's
I ended up on this really badass
and I
show.
met you too.
Events. Like, let's just pause for a minute. What you guys just said, so important. Like, you ain't gonna make great affiliate partners, friends, people you know long-term sitting behind your computer, editing videos and building funnels.
Nope.
We got to get out to events. The reason I'm not one of the cool kids, but I know them because I've been going to events for 20 years. Starly, who's on this call with us right now, might be the best example of this ever. That girl goes to events and she networks and she knows way more cool kids than I do.
Yeah,
because she goes to events and makes friends.
Yeah. As Grant, our other mentor, always says, your network is your net worth. And, you know, getting out into the market is the really only way to make anything happen, because more deals happen over a cocktail and a handshake than sitting on a webinar or hoping and praying that somebody fills out a lead form.
1000%.
I think there's somebody that would disagree with what you said there, Travis. Travis is one of the cool kids. Hello. Did you see that?
Yeah, Starmeister. Starmeister is one of the good ones. Most connected person on the planet.
Nice. So as we we're getting to that time frame. So if someone wanted to get started and learn this and get started in this practicing or this super method that you've created, how would they go about doing that?
They'd get your affiliate link.
And is it currently released or is it being released in January?
So public release is kind of like late January, early February, but I do have it open for cool kids.
Gotcha. So if you want to be a cool kid, you got to reach out to Mark and myself. Be happy to get you the hookup and answer any questions that you may have, and then even direct you directly to the source itself to get those.
Yeah, I am having it go through the cool kids, so I could just tell you where to go. But this is like, it's early release.
Yep.
And so, hey, if you want access, reach out to Mark, reach out to Brandon, and they will give you the cool kids link.
Yeah, I think the link should be down in the comments to sign up for the you can I would actually just at least go there to see what you'll see a little bit more details into how the system works and what will be entailed. I think there's a weekly thing, or it tells more about the process and how you can learn. But he's put together hundreds of videos to get you to the place where you can literally record and then post. That's good. Record and post.
And if you've already seen enough and you just want the sales page and you're ready to rip out your credit card right now, just hit either one of us up in the DMs, Mark or Brandon, or leave a comment below one of our videos, and we have the exact checkout page that you need. You just let us know if you want weekly or yearly, and we'll get you hooked up.
Yeah, it is private beta right now. So I'm only going through select partners right now for talking about this. And then do you guys know like the whole book funnel process?
Yeah, we have a book funnel.
Yeah. So I'm totally doing the whole book funnel starting in like late January. Just gonna be driving traffic to the book funnel. And then the book funnel is one of those things that will lead into the Editless video.
Free plus shipping?
Not initially. So initially it's going to be digital. So I'm not doing the drop shipping initially. It's going to be a digital book, an audio book. And then probably in March or April, I'll do the physical. I'm trying to do it in released stages.
Nice. And books these days, I mean, if you don't have a book, you're really missing out. And I know a lot of people are thinking, what am I going to write a book on? I mean, there's tons of things to write books on. Whatever your expertise is, it doesn't even have to be a long book. How long's your book?
Oh, 69,000 words, 340 pages. It's a big one.
Oh,
It didn't look that big.
340 pages.
Well, I'll tell you why. Yeah, you are.
A lot.
I like Brandon. He's like a detail dude.
I was-
Brandon, did you notice that it's not actually my book? It's like
Ah.
a piece of paper over the top of someone else's book
Okay.
because it's not printed yet.
There you go. All right. I thought you had an author copy or something
That's how
ready
the
to go.
stuff
You're
is
showing
made.
off.
I know. We were looking at that, thinking that's about 130-page book right there.
You can tell we buy a lot of books. So
I told my wife last night when we were sitting in bed, going to bed, she's reading it. She's just going through and reading it right now. She's like, "This is long." I go, "I wrote it. I know." I go, "My next book will be 110 pages."
there you go.
That's interesting. I was talking to another guy, and he was like, "I had to condense this 80,000 down into 60,000, and it was tough because you just want to put everything in there."
So first book, it's like I'm not holding back on anything. And she was like, she goes, "Maybe you could just like break it down to like 30,000 words." I go, "Are you going to hire me an editor to get it done in 2 weeks?" She's like, "No, babe, I'm not hiring an editor to edit a book in 2 weeks."
There you go. You have it.
So I've got a book. I'm super stoked about it. It's going to be super helpful for people. I think there's some different concepts in there that I've talked about today, but I'm really stoked to get it out. I'm really grateful to have met both of you and to be here today. And thank you so much for having me on the show, guys. Really, really appreciate it.
No, it's definitely our pleasure. Happy to have an expert on here with regards to video and showing us some tricks of the trade and kind of getting us to another level.
Yeah, it's a pleasure meeting you. Absolutely glad to have you on, Travis. Glad to have you on. Yeah. So, hey, this is our last episode of the year, Travis. Thanks for joining us. We're going to be signing off. We'll sign off by talking about what are your plans for Christmas? You got some jingle bells planned, a lot of drinking, getting drunk there. As for me, we're going to have about 75, 80-degree weather, and I think I'm going to smoke a brisket.
Oh, my favorite.
Brisket's very nice.
There's a place in San Diego called Seaside Market. They have something called Cardiff Crack.
Of crack.
It's brisket, but the name for it is Cardiff Crack because the city is called it. If you're ever in San Diego, you got to stop by and get some Cardiff Crack.
We'll definitely do that.
Is that a restaurant or is it a?
It's a market that sells the marinated for many, many days brisket.
Oh,
nice. I'll make another trip out to California, even though initially I said I would never go to California, but ClickFunnels drugged me out there. I will come to San Diego to try out some decent brisket if you recommend it.
Oh, it's fantastic. Might not be like Kansas City brisket.
Okay.
What are your plans over there, Brandon? You guys have snow already?
No snow yet. We've had some rain past couple days, and it's just going to be plain and simple. At home Christmas, in-laws Christmas, going to see the parents on the other side of the state, and do what I can to not put on another 20 pounds. And I will be building funnels and websites, honestly, because it just never stops.
Nice. I'm working on that dental framework, getting inside those frameworks, but at the same time, making videos, and I want to do more on a weekly basis. That's why, and just broadcast funnel builds using some of the split screens. And I love what you're doing, Travis. We're definitely gonna get together so I need to get a studio though. I'm not super settled in my space right now, and I'm not super comfortable in the space that I have. It's a little it's not my ideal situation. But
do you have an iPad?
No,
I don't have a tablet or an iPad.
I don't think this MacBook that I have is my first Apple product, and Brandon convinced me to
I
get it.
told him, I was like, you were like struggling on this old PC, and your camera was crappy. You kept cutting out, and that was half the problem with Restream as it was. It just couldn't handle the deal, and I finally convinced him to go get a MacBook Air. At least had the M1 chip in it.
Yes.
And ever since then, he's been kind of clear. I mean, we got to get rid of this this background he's got, but other than that, he's doing all right.
Yep, M chip's the way to go.
Kind of clear. Yeah, and I do have a mic, but I'm just not, my setup is just not where I want it to be right now. But we're working on it, and I love that studio you're in. It just looks nice, clean, and the way you zoom through those angles, I'm like,
it makes a big difference for producing content that
You
people
can't do
like
it.
engage with.
You can't do
look
it,
at
Mark.
that.
You don't have the Logitech deal.
Oh,
It's the
look,
Logitech
come on,
camera.
Make it. Oh, look at that. How's he do that?
It's the Logitech camera. That's what I figured out it was.
oh, that's
Boom.
what it is.
Yep.
So it's the camera. Okay.
Yep. Because I did it on another platform I was on. I was like, oh, it's the camera.
Sweet.
I'll send you the link to the camera, Mark. You go ahead and buy that.
Okay. All right. And you think it'll work well with the Mac?
It works perfectly fine.
Okay. But what were you saying about do I have a iPad? Travis?
You know what? It's just one of these things, something else to switch to. Like when I was switching to the iPad earlier, there's just something about going from a camera to something else. And the concept is this. When you draw people in. And it's the most engaging thing for someone else to be seeing you, but seeing you drawing or circling something like a full funnel flow chart, right? Or like you're circling, you're drawing, you're showing how you're drawing out the funnel, and then boom, you go to your screen and you're showing how to build it. There's just something about seeing you drawing, or if you do an overhead cam, I think this is equally as effective. I'll just do this super quick. But if I was here, right, then I could just be like, I've got an overhead camera, right? And so now I'm like, this email connects here, connects to this one. Then we've got our sales page, which goes to our right. And I'm drawing it in real time and showing you how the sales page connects to the order form page, then the thank you page. And then what we're going to do is we're going to swing down here, and then we're going to have a whole nurture sequence, right? And I'm drawing in real time. Guys, there's just something about when you draw, you are drawing people in further, and just the engagement and the stick rate is so juicy.
Yeah. I mean, if you think about all the trainings that we've been through, from the funnelology to the One Funnel Away challenge and all those videos that Russell puts out, he's doing exactly what Travis does here. And
or right, they've got a whiteboard like right here, right? And they're drawing on their whiteboard, and then they're coming back. You could set up another camera angle on just that whiteboard. A lot of them are using that like just with the flip chart thing.
Mm-hmm.
Pedro's doing that all the time, right?
And you got that video, that fancy video whiteboard deal that they're pushing now that costs what, $5,000 or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, the vibe board.
Yeah. That's a little bit above our pay grade for right now, but we'll get there. We'll get one eventually.
You doing that it looked like me watching a Garrett J. White, one of his if you ever saw his like
I was not swearing and yelling.
sensual seduction course. I call it sensual seduction. But it's like some type
he is handsome. There is something about Garrett that's quite sensual. You see him in a pair of white pants, you would know.
we did last year at Funnel Hacking Live. It was quite the the show.
Well, he's moving to Miami now. So he used to be over in our neck of the woods in Dana Point. He was in one of our masterminds 2 weeks ago, and now the dude's moving to Miami.
Really?
Breaks.
I've seen him do one of his retreats. Looks like it was on the beach in California somewhere, but I know he's a surfer.
Yeah.
I know he's a surfer, right?
I mean, not anymore in Miami.
Yeah, there's no surf in Miami.
Yeah. But all right. So what are your plans for you didn't tell us your plans for Christmas, Travis?
So I've got like, I'm going, do you guys ever go home for Christmas? For me, home is not home, but I'm going home for Christmas. So I'm going to Oregon for Christmas, spending time with family.
You're going to
And so
Oregon.
that's going to be great. But New Year's, I'm super looking forward to New Year's as well, because now that I'm like in the 50s, oh Lord, can't party like Mark does anymore. So we're doing like a spa day before New Year's, and then we've got a whole New Year's thing that we're doing at like this like little fancy hotel in Rancho Santa Fe, and then we're doing a spa day after. So I'm officially old.
I'm not there yet. I got one more year. We're good.
Spa day will do it. Well,
Spa day for New Year's. Who does that?
Hey, bring in the new year with a new you, right? I guess.
There you go.
So I'm excited. I'm excited. Maybe slowing the roll a little bit at 50. Okay.
It's okay to do. I mean, you've done.
Mark's like, what is wrong with you?
You've done what you've had to do to be able to slow your roll at 50, and I look forward to do that in the next 11 years.
Love it. So good.
Okay, yeah. Then you won't do things like flying out to California for a 24-hour turnaround trip. And,
I already did that. I can check that off the list.
You guys were in and then out?
I was. Yes. I flew in Thursday night, got in there at 6, hung out with everybody, didn't go to bed till 1, woke up at 7 Eastern time or 7 California time, something like that. I don't know, but I only got like 3 or 4 hours of sleep due to time zone, and then did the event and then flew out that night on a red eye. So yeah, it was insane.
I was up for 24 hours straight. After the event, I was at we were at some bowling lane until 2:00 in the morning.
No way. Yes.
Chateau. It was it was about 20 minutes from downtown. We were I was getting beat pretty bad by one of my nephews. He was beating me pretty bad in bowling. 170. I was like, I miss
he got 170?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he's gotten a lot better. I think he was practicing because he knew I was coming in. Yeah. All right.
I'm happy to break 70.
Thanks so much, Starly, for all of your comments. It's been to have it. Thank everyone for watching. Don't forget, happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and we'll see you after the new year.
If you want to do a New Year's show, it's the 1st on a Wednesday. We can do it. I have no problem doing it. Do it. It's the first one of the year. We can't miss the first one of the year. There's no excuse. I don't care how hungover you are, Mark. We're doing it.
All right. Just call me, and if I answer, I'll be there.
You're going to be there.
Nice.
Travis, it was a pleasure, man. Pleasure to meet you. I'm sorry we didn't get a chance to talk. There was just so many people, man, at the thing. So
connect when we connect, and I'll see you at the next one.
Absolutely.
All right, guys.